Notre Dame versus Boston College is right around the corner. We're going to talk about three keys to the game. We're going to talk about the Vegas line and give score predictions with Blue and Gold's Tyler James. Folks, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the Blue and Gold YouTube channel for more content. And of course, blueandgold.com is your home for all things Notre Dame Fighting Irish football and recruiting coverage. And your first key is Boston College has got to be, I'm guessing, pretty bad against the run in terms of defensively. So you expecting a big game from Jay Love and Jay Price?
Boston College is bad at football, but yes, stopping the run is one of the things they're also bad at. Notre Dame's coming off obviously a big running game against USC. I think the Irish should continue to lean on that against a Boston College team that allows 163 rushing yards per game, has allowed three teams to rush for at least 200 yards. Just this past weekend, Louisville rushed for 317 yards on 31 carries last weekend. So this could be a game where Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price could very well rush for 100 yards apiece. I think it would be important for Notre Dame's offensive line with some new pieces continuing to get in there to help them sort of build confidence in the running game, with Sullivan Absher replacing Billy Strouth, who's out with an injury, and Joe Otting making his second career start at center. So I think run blocking is a good way to build some chemistry, build some confidence, and I think there should be an opportunity to do that. So let Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price run wild, and then maybe some of those backup running backs can get some action in the second half.
Yeah, lots of backups should be getting action in the second half. And now, one of your keys is you don't have one for CJ Carr, but this is, I would also add, and I know you agree with this, like a get right game for Carr to get back. I don't expect him to have to throw the ball 30 times, but I think something like a 12 for 15 for 200 yards or so, a couple touchdowns, like probably like a good game for him to get right after some of his not best games this season, especially statistically.
Yeah, BC's secondary is not very good. I think statistically they're worse against the pass than they are against the run, and some of those run numbers are pretty bad. So they've had injuries in the secondary that have hurt them, and yeah, he could certainly have a big day as well.
Key number two, which will help him have a big day, is converting red zone chances. Like I like this, Tyler, because if Notre Dame is going to be at a situation where it's a tight game at halftime, it would be because it's something like 13-7 because they're just not scoring in the red zone, right? Like or converting red zone chances into touchdowns. Like if they get down there, they got to punch it, and otherwise they could let this bad Boston College team hang around.
Yeah, I think that is one of the ways that Boston College could stay in the game. I don't necessarily think that's what will happen. And it's not necessarily like a life or death thing for this game on Saturday,
Sure.
but it's certainly in the big picture something that Notre Dame needs to improve on. Notre
Right.
Dame has committed too many turnovers, failed on fourth downs, and missed field goals in the red zone. I think CJ Carr can be a big part of that in terms of them being more efficient in the red zone. The Irish are scoring at a 77.8% rate in the red zone, which ranks outside the top 100 in the country. They've scored 28 times on 36 trips, with 25 of those scores being touchdowns. They obviously just haven't been very reliant on the field goal kicking game. Noah Burnett's not on the injury report this week, so maybe he looks back to his old self. I just think there's a lot of things that Notre Dame can work on in the red zone and be more efficient, and that not just help them in this game, but help them down the stretch and into the playoff if they win out.
Key number three, Tyler James, don't be stupid. Or as you told me before we started recording this, that you also considered for this was just show up for the game on time. Make sure everyone is dressed. Yeah. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, no one miss curfew. Set your alarms. Make sure you eat a full balanced meal in the morning. I think this is not a game that should even be close. Boston College hasn't won since the first game of the season against Fordham, but Notre Dame has to take the game seriously. Boston College loves to try to be a spoiler against Notre Dame and its rivalry with the two programs. If the Irish just focus, play their tails off, they can get out of Boston with the victory. Don't commit a bunch of penalties. Don't turn the ball over. Do those things, and you can watch your teammates play in the second half. I think that's sort of the script that can unfold on Saturday if everything goes in Notre Dame's way.
Blue and Gold, we partner with BetMGM with our parent company on 3, of course. And so let's take a look at the Vegas line. Notre Dame at 28.5-point favorite. That hook of the 0.5, I think, is really interesting. 73% of bettors at BetMGM are taking Notre Dame minus 28.5. And then, of course, 27% like Boston College in the points. 72% of the bet going over. 72% of bettors taking the over on 56.5. I don't know. I like 42-10 Notre Dame. I think it will be something like, I don't know, 28-0 or 28-7 at halftime. And, then it'll just kind of be like a quick second half, get a couple late touchdowns. Maybe, man, yeah, 42-10. But that would be covering 28.5, and that still seems generous for Boston College. Like, they're bad, and Notre Dame is rolling right now. But I'll still say 42-10, which would be under 56.5, right? It was 56.5.
Yep.
But it would be covering the spread. Tyler James, what is your score prediction?
I think Notre Dame might be able to cover the over-under on its own. I have Notre Dame 56, Boston College 13. So,
wow. Okay.
I think Notre Dame can really light it up against this BC defense. Should be well rested. Like, maybe a little concern about another new offensive lineman coming into the starting lineup. I don't think Boston College is the kind of team that can really take advantage of that. So I think Notre Dame can work on that, be very efficient offensively, have some big plays. And Boston College doesn't present a lot of challenges with its offense. They had a quarterback change. I'm not sure who's going to start at quarterback this week. I think Grayson James has started the last 2 games after Dylan Lonergan started the season for them. But either way, they get a lot of passing yards just because they're trailing a lot, but they're not the most efficient in passing it either.
Of course, in wins against Purdue and Arkansas, Notre Dame did put up 56 points in both of those contests. And that's your total for this game. Their last 3, 28 points against Boise, 36 against NC State, and 34 against USC. So a really good opportunity for Notre Dame's offense as a whole to just really put up a lot of points. So we'll see if they're able to do that. Look, we're 7.5 minutes into this video. I would love, if you're still watching this, type in the YouTube comments, I watched the entire video, because I'm not expecting this to be one of our biggest YouTube videos of the fall, because it's previewing a really good Notre Dame team against a terrible Boston College team. So if you're one of the real ones who watched this entire video, please drop in the comments. I watched the entire video, and I always read the comments, and I will heart your comment thanking you for watching the entire video, because Tyler brought his A game to preview this one, because Boston College is just terrible, and Notre Dame should win. My wife said the other day, but hey, they lost to NIU, and I think they were 28.5-point favorites against that team. The Irish did lose, but there's just no way. I mean, BC is god awful. So anyways, that's my end rant there.
I'll double up the hearts. I'll go in with our Tyler James and Eric Hansen YouTube channel and go like all the comments as well.
And you can subscribe to our other YouTube channel. The link is in the description of this video. Check out Football Never Sleeps, Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Folks, hit the thumbs up, of course, on this video. Subscribe to the channel for more content. We'll see you live after the game with our post-game show. And thank you for watching.